It is Wisdom Wednesday. Back with another video. Tonight, I want to speak in your hearing about a poor man's wisdom. A poor man's wisdom. That's what I want to speak to you all tonight about. The Most High has been good. It's been a beautiful week so far. It's nice to be able to connect with the body of believers in the midst of the week. I appreciate those of you all that have been tuning in to these Wisdom Wednesdays throughout the last couple years. Of course, over time, I've made regular videos and uploaded them, and now I'm, going to the live format with the Wisdom Wednesdays. So, if you don't see the regular video in the morning, drop at 9 o'clock in the morning. Just tune in at 9 o'clock at night. And if the Most High say the same, I will be coming back on here to be able to share the wisdom in the midst of the week. All right, so I do not want to belabor this message. I am going to go ahead and throw this in there, this plug in there, because it is only 8 days away, actually 7 days after today. The Wisdom and Wealth Conference. We have individuals that are coming from around the country. They are coming to Louisville, Kentucky, for those that dwell there. All right, and it's going to be an amazing event. Last year, the time that we had last year was mind blowing. It was phenomenal. Individuals, they left there with their mind just expanded. They left that event feeling filled up, from a spiritual standpoint, from a practical standpoint. They was able to have all kind of relationships, connections that were made at the Wisdom Wealth Conference, and it is back. Individuals were actually crying. I was crying. I was in the front of the room, tears in my eyes. All right, and it was not just me. It was all kind of other individuals from around the countries that were in tears as well. We experienced a mighty move at this gathering. This is not just like a regular business meeting or a networking opportunity. This was a powerful event, and it's coming back next week. All right, next week, June 27th to June 30th. Individuals are going to be coming out. We're going to be having a great time. We're going to be building. We have culture building. We have a host of different speakers. We have immersions. If you want to come out to these events and you want to get immersed in water, all right, we're going to have that opportunity for you to do that as well. And you're going to be able to learn from all the other different speakers and individuals going to be there. And sometimes when you come to some of these events, it's not just the speaker or the teacher that you're going to learn and glean the most from. Sometimes it can be the person who you least expect it. You could be there at the event and talking to someone in the hallway and don't not even know that you're talking to someone that's actually doing some real big things. Or you could be talking to someone that can actually help catapult you to the next level. They might have the connections that you may need to get you to where you need to go. And that's why it's important for you to show up at these type of events. All right, so the Wisdom and Wealth Conference, June 27th through June 30th. You go to www.wisdomandwealth.org. All right, and you can register for that event, and you can see all the different tiers. You can register for the music concert. If you want to just come for the Sabbath day only, you could do that, and you can have a daily rate, or if you can register for the whole conference from start to finish. All right, whichever works best for you. It will be in your best interest to get there if you can make it to Louisville, Kentucky. Last time we have individuals that came last year from New Jersey, New York, Florida, Georgia, a host of other states in between that was coming from all kind of places to come there, and they're coming back this time around as well. All right, so tonight I want to speak to you all about a poor man's wisdom. A poor man's wisdom. It's very important for us, those of us that are striving to have wisdom, those of us that are seeking the hidden treasure and trying to walk in the ways of Kokama, is that it's real important that we exemplify and apply the word of the Most High on a high level so that we can be a witness to those that are without. The individuals within the walk, they have adapted this mindset that being poor and being broken downtrodden is just it's piety associated with that. All right, it's being so noble, but that's not basically what the scriptures are saying all the time. We need our wisdom to be valued. All right, I'm about to read this scripture. We go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9. I want you to really listen to this for a second and see why this is very important for us to make sure that our wisdom is not despised. So Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 13. He said, "This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. He said, there was a little city and a few men within it, and there came a great king against it and besieged it and built a great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in that city a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then I said, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. So this is what we need to be really taking into consideration. There was a situation that King Solomon was, trying to express to us in the times of antiquity, putting out these writings for future days and for individuals that will come at a future time to take a look at it. He wrote about a small city. He said in that city, it was a few men in there, and they said a great king came against it. He besieged it. He came and he conquered the city. And he said, yet and they built great bulwarks around the city. And he said, in that city was found a poor wise man. And he by his wisdom, he delivered the city, yet nobody remembered that same poor man. That's something that we need to be taken into consideration. This poor man was not remembered, and he delivered the city. Individuals should have been talking about him. They should have been going through the city talking about this man that helped deliver the city from this king. But yet no one mentioned this man. Why? Because he was poor. He had wisdom, but he was poor. And it's the same thing that some of us go through out. You and I go through out here in the streets today. Is that some of us we could share wise words, we could say wise sayings and share different things, individuals. But because we are not at a certain level, we're not at a certain status, individuals do not want to hear it. Or we just asked them for some money, a month or two ago or 3 months ago, and they like, man, listen, why are you trying to give me wise counsel and you just asked me for $20? We have to make sure that we are applying these wisdom, laws, and commandments so that we can have the upper hand, so that when our words are shared, when we exemplify wisdom, it is not despised, but it is actually accepted. All right. He said, now there was found in it a poor wise man. He by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered the same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. So we want to make sure that our words are heard. Let's make sure that our words are heard. And the reason why our words and the way that our words will be heard is that we apply these principles and that we use them to get up and show these individuals that are outside of the ways of the Most High is that his servants, his true servants, can prosper too. It don't have to be these people out here in this world that's prospering and living lavish and all that, and we just downtrodden and we broke. This is one thing that I have a problem with the awakening community. So many individuals in the awakening community, they say that we are royalty, we are a kingdom of priests and kings, but 90-something% of the people are in poverty. Make that make sense to me. How can a group of people be a royal nation and a royal priesthood, and 90-something% of the people that are saying that are broke, they are really struggling? We have to make sure that we are applying this wisdom. We have financial wisdom. We have business wisdom. It's all throughout the book. We can learn from our mistakes in the past so that our words would not be despised. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 13. We're going to go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, better known as the book of Sirach in the Apocrypha, if you do not have it. All right, so Ecclesiasticus 13 and 19, it said, as the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. As the proud hate humility, so does the rich abhor the poor. Let me tell you something. These individuals that are out here that are super rich, they hate you. If you are poor, all right, they hate you. They can smile in their face. They can smile in your face. They can act as if everything's okay. As you can see, as you're about to see when I go through this other scripture, you can see when they're going to really smile at your face when they need something from you. All right, because they value your skills, but they do not value you. They don't value you being poor. And even when you try to minister to individuals that have money, they want you to be able to have something to be able to brag and boast on your most high. But what we're doing is we're wasting all of our substance and we're acting as if being broke and poor is just some noble thing. And then we're turning more people away because individuals saying, if this is what I have to go through to serve the Most High, I think I'm cool. I think I'm just going to stay out here in the world and I'm going to keep living in sin. And we're trying to change that with the Wisdom and Wealth movement. We're trying to show individuals that they are people among us that keep the laws, that keep the statutes, that keep the commandments, but they are actually doing well out here. They're individuals that are actually prospering. All right, I know quite a few of them. All right, so and I'm trying to invite those people to so that you can meet them if you come out to the conference. But anyway, let's get back to this. Verse 20, as the proud hate humility, so does the rich abhor the poor. A rich man beginning to fall is held up by his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends. A poor person, when he's going through some hard times, even his friends will help to throw him down. It said, but when a rich man begins to fall, he has help. Individuals, they support him. Number 22, when a rich man is fallen, he has many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely and could not have no place. Doesn't that sound similar to what we just read in Ecclesiastes? There was a poor man in this book that had wisdom, but he was despised. The rich man, when he began to fall, he has helpers. All right, he speaks things in verse number 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holds his tongue. And look what he says, and they extol it up to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And he stumbleth, they will help to overthrow him. So look, this is very important. Listen, I'm trying to tell you today. Don't think that, I pray that you all don't think that I'm just about some type of prosperity gospel and I'm all about just trying to make money. Look, money is very important. The Messiah in this Bible that we read about, he talked about it a whole lot. It's mentioned in this book a lot of times. We can't sit back here and act like it is not important for us to prosper in this life. Abraham, when you go to Genesis chapter 13, he said he was very rich in cattle and in silver and in gold. Job, he said that he was the richest man of the East. These men, they were considered Talmim. Ta'am in the Hebrew is to be complete, to be whole, to be sound. They had a relationship with the Most High, but they handled their business down here on earth. So when they opened up their mouth to speak, individuals, they listened to what they had to say. They wasn't like being like a person that was telling people to do something, but they haven't actually applied the information themselves. That's why a poor man's wisdom is despised. Even though they could come and save a city, even though they could tell you from their experiences, they could tell you what to do, what not to do. If they looking at that person and he's sitting under a bridge giving people advice, or if that person has just got put out and the scripture said that person shall inherit the wind, talks about a different person in Proverbs that's going to inherit the wind, then the person ain't trying to hear what they got to say. So let's make sure that that's not you and I. Let's make sure that our wisdom, when we actually share with individuals, they actually value it, they appreciate it, they accept it, and they take it as gold instead of saying, what fellow is this? Just like they did right here in Ecclesiastes. All right, it talks about this rich man, when he starts saying things that do not need to be said, these people, they still listen to him. Have you been in a situation where you've been around a rich person and you held your tongue because you had so much respect for this individual? I've been there. I've been in rooms where I've seen individuals held their tongue. I've held my tongue, times back when I've been there. What the Most High showed me here recently, though, over time, was that he had to show me, when you walk into these rooms, I don't care if these people have made millions of dollars more than you. All right. I don't want you to look at yourself as inferior to them, because if you do have the set apart spirit, if you do have his Ruach HaKodesh, his spirit that's inside of you, you have no need to be walking down with your head down, feeling like you are less than. You are wealthy. You are wealthy. You have more than what this world has to offer, but that also makes you not have an excuse neither, because you have his spirit You have his spirit that will lead you and guide you. And individuals that's walking in these ways and trying to keep commandments, they have accepted the poverty gospel. They have accepted it. Yes, individuals that have attacked these mega pastors for preaching, false doctrines and preaching all this naming and claiming all this stuff they've been doing all these years and things of that nature. All right. Some of it is off and some of it is actually biblical, but they have taken a hold of it. They have taken a hold of it. They have implemented it, and they have got even wealthier off of deceiving individuals through the information. But individuals, they're so against the prosperity gospel that they have accepted the poverty gospel. And I'm not with the poverty. I detest it. I abhor it. I hate it. Whatever synonym that means that word disgusting, I loathe it. All those words that mean the same exact thing. I can't stand poverty. All right. And if you are okay with being poor and downtrodden and living in the projects your whole life and not being able to travel and not being able to explore the best that the Most High has for you in this life, if you are one of those type of people that's okay with that lifestyle, then you perfectly fine to live that type of way. But me, as far as I know, I have one shot at this. I have one chance to live this life, and I am trying to thrive. I am trying to live the best days that the Most High has for me. I'm trying to travel this world. I want to be able to help the poor. Let's go to James chapter 2 for a second. Individuals, you'll have individuals that's going through some tough times, and they just say, hey, brother, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. All right, but let's see what the scripture says. In James chapter 2 and verse 15, he said, if a brother or a sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be warmed and filled, notwithstanding you give them those things that are needful to the body, what does it profit? So it said, if a person comes to you, if a brother or a sister, now this will talk about one of your brothers and sisters, if they come to you and they are destitute of daily food, and you say, depart from me in peace, you say shalom unto them, and be you warmed and filled, but you do not give them nothing. He said, what profit is it? You think that person wants to hear something from you? You think they want to hear your words? If you telling them depart in peace and you don't have nothing to give that person, or if you are a person that have wisdom but you are poor yourself and you can't help another individual, they don't want to hear your words. Let's make sure that we level up in this time. All right, yes, we are in some perilous times. We have a lot of things going on in this world right now. Some people say that we in the end times. I thought that 20 years ago, and I made decisions that didn't put me to where I could have been even further ahead down the road if I would have made decisions 20 years ago. Let's make sure that we occupy until he come. Let's make sure that we are faithful over a few things, that he can make us ruler over many things. Let's make sure that we are handling our business so much that when we stand up on the stage to speak, or some of you may not never hit a stage because you're not a inspirational speaker or motivational speaker, or you might not speak in an assembly or a church. All right, but if you're speaking in person, one-on-one, let's make sure that individuals do not despise our wisdom. Let's make sure that when individuals see us, let's make sure that they see the Most High. Let's make sure that they see his esteem. Let's make sure that they see his wisdom upon us, and they say, I want that life right there. I want to make sure that I'm following who you serve. All right, because we are walking in wisdom, and we have accumulated some substance along the journey so that we can share with individuals how our rich, mighty Most High, who the scripture says that he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills and the whole earth is his footstool, that is our king. And because we are connected to the king, we are king's children, and we are royalty. All right, and we are walking in his ways. All right, so royal children, they walk in a different type of manner than the peasants. Let's stop acting like peasants. Individuals that are claiming to be royalty, but their ways are of another kind or another fashion. All right, so that's my time today on this Wisdom Wednesday. Didn't want to make it too long. I pray that the Most High be with each and every single one of you. If the Most High says the same, we will be back this Saturday, this Sabbath at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. All right, log in. We'll be back in for another lesson. Also, too, if you want to join my Bible study group, all right, make sure you send me an email at brotherjoseph@gmail.com. Brother, Yoseph, wisdom1 All right. I pray that the Most High be with you. Enjoy the rest of this week. I pray that you prosper. Just crush it. I pray that you get closer to the Most High, that He reveals more things to you and leading up to that day of rest. All right. Till the next time we see each other again, I say, shalom, shalom.